Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be tackling a subject that some of you all may have questions about, kind of similar along the line of our Law of Attraction series. What's today's video going to be about, Joseph?
Everybody wants to know how to change the cards you've been dealt, whether you're dealing with a life circumstance, an illness, an injury. This is one of the techniques that pulls all the law of attraction together, why it doesn't work for most people, why it kind of works for some people, and why it's amazing for other people. So this we're going to be covering. You're welcome to chime in. It's a topic we talked about yesterday. It's going to be a 4-part technique. I'm going to go over the 4 parts real quick, and then I'm going to explain them. But what we're looking at is how do we change where we are right now, moving forward, so whatever's going on, either it doesn't happen again, or we can elevate our life. And this can be financial, it can be relationship, it can be spiritual, it can be health-wise, and other things. It's actually a technique that I use all the time. So part 1 is a sandbox. We pull ourselves into a sandbox, and we look at ourselves. It's a full self-reflection breakdown. Step 2, we then take a quantum leap into the future of the person we want to become. So in this is a general overview in health and wellness and everything else. So free of all the problems we have back in the present time. We're free of the issues, we're free of the circumstances. We are in a different environment. We're with different people. This is going to be probably one of the most important aspects of it. We have different ways we relate or associate with people, and we get a sense of a character that we would like to be, not just a person. Because you could say, well, I'd like to be like a famous person, but that's not you. So you have to create in that future time a character. And this character has to be how you see yourself, how others see you, how you feel empowered, moving beyond your disempowerment, moving beyond negative communication, and whether that's internal or external. And it's a character of a person who finds opportunities in every experience. It's the character of a person who has strong resilience. It's a character of a person who sees that everything they encounter, everything they do, they are not a product of their environment. Their environment becomes a product of them. They change everything. They are the determining factor. So once you have this sense of who you want to become, and you create this idea of a character, how you stand, how you look, how you talk, how you walk, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about other people, how you're going to communicate to other people. Are you a great listener? Are you a person that people want to come up and interact with, that people want to sit down and get to know? So you're going to create this sense of a character. Now, for a lot of people, this is probably the most important step. And in this step, we are going to do a little research. You may do a little research online of what type of person you would like to be, and take some of the best attributes or best qualities from the top people you've ever heard of or known about or know on social media, and say, I want to be like this person's resilience and this person is healing. I'll give you an example for the healing. We take a gentleman named Wim Hof. Wim Hof is a breath specialist who does a very type of deep breathing, very similar to the Buddhist monks in the Himalayas, where they can throw wet towels on them into this meditation, create this heat, and they dry the towel. So you have this type of resilience. It was said that Wim Hof had ran a marathon barefoot in the snow and got 3rd-degree ice burns, where they said they're going to have to take off parts of his foot. And he continued to do his breathing technique, and it healed his foot. So you could say, I want to take that type of resilience and inner healing. And then you could say, well, I want to have Tony Robbins, the way he communicates with people. And then I want to take some attributes from different spiritual people. So you create this character of who you could be, the man or the woman of the future that could redefine your life. And then once you have the general overview, we come back to the sandbox, and now we do an association with our life. We look at our life and say, okay, this person that we could be in the future, does this person view the relationships we currently have and how we relate to family and friends and everything else as what my future self could be? And if the answer is no, then right now in the present, you change it. And you call up people and you say, hey, how you doing today? And blah, 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 and just stop them. Stop mid-sentence. Stop. I am trying something new in my life. And if you have something really positive and uplifting to tell me, man, I want to hear it. But if you don't, and you're having issues and your problems and your emotional dumping, stop. I'm just going to hang up the phone. What? Who are you? I don't know who you are. Exactly. I'm a different person. So you're right there dynamically changing how you interact and how you associate with people in life. And then when you take this future self of who you are back in the present in the sandbox, you then look at yourself. How would I relate to my life experience? Would I be down in the dumps, or would I take a more proactive approach? Would I be more of a positive thinker? Would I go out and find ways to celebrate life and embrace the beauty and embrace the happiness, embrace the joy? So sandbox, future character with all the best qualities, bring that back into our life, and then associate with the people in our life, the circumstances in our life, our jobs. Is it just really what's bringing me fulfillment? Is it just really what's going to bring me happiness? Is it just really going to take me to the next level? And if not, instead of you being the individual that life has said, here you go, this is what you have to deal with, you're now telling life, I am the determining factor. Now my environment is going to be a product of me. And I'm going to begin with how I feel about myself. Second, I'm going to associate with people differently. 3, I'm going to look to be around people that uplift my life. For example, for myself, I try to surround myself with people that are better than me in their own fields. I may not like what the field is, but it doesn't matter because they found success, they found happiness, they found joy. Most importantly, they found passion, what they love to do. So I want to be around people like this who are going to uplift me. I don't want to be around people who are going to downgrade me, pull me down, emotionally dump, tell me negative stuff. So I'm going to change who I am now so that future person becomes me now. Now, this is very important in the healing work that I do. So we have people who come in and I do healing work on them, and it's miraculous. They say, well, Joe, I want to make sure that the healing that happens is permanent. The healing that happens completely changes. And great, that's what I want for you too. I want the healing that's so dynamic, so incredible to be that way. I'm going to recommend this technique. Sandbox, the future character, bring the character now and change your life completely. Why? Because prior to that sandbox, where we are now, we are the total of our some memories, some experiences, some thoughts, some of emotions, some of relationships. So all that we have, all that we are, all that we view ourselves to be is a sum total of our whole life experience. Something along that life experience became negative. Something along that life experience lost its purpose or lost its passion. Something on the life experience said, I want to have more, but I'm not willing to change. I'm not willing to drop what's going on now and just go on a different path completely. I want somebody to hand me something. Well, no one's going to do that. What makes the person that changed, that's really dynamic and incredible, that becomes, wow, I wish I could do that? It's this simple technique of changing the cards that were dealt to you. And it begins with you.
I think this is something that is... we say it's important, but that sounds redundant, but it can be life-changing because it gives everybody a place to start with wherever they're at right now. And there may be some people, they could be sleeping in the basement of a friend's house on a pallet with the blanket and thinking, where do I go from here? And there could be someone else who, even Tony Robbins at one point was homeless and selling tapes out of his car. So everyone has a background story, but this challenges you to say, Are you going to be continue to remain married to the story that you're currently living, or are you ready to rewrite your own script? And that's basically what you're talking about, is you're rewriting your script. And the rewriting the script is you're saying, I don't like the character that I'm playing right now. I have the chance to play a new character. Who do I want this character to be? And it's important to look at also that I think of not these people's successes, but also their failures. Because when you go and you start reading people's biographies or watching their documentaries, you're going to get an input to see who that actual person is, because who you just imagine this person is you're also just seeing their mask. So when you're doing character research, I would challenge you to say, think about how this person's past affected them. Think about the defining moments in their life where they said, aha, I know I no longer want this. I know that this is what I want in my life, and how their life began to change. Because everyone will always say that there's a magic wand that's waited for some people, and I don't believe that's true. I believe that each person has a different set of karmic issues that they come into this life that they need to work on. So that person might be beautiful and be a 10 across the board looks wise, but maybe they're meant to struggle for their lessons in finances personally, and learning how to not depend on the power of other people so that they can find their own self-empowerment outside their beauty. Or it could be someone is an ultra whiz and an intelligent person, but they lack social skills, or they lack the ability to understand how to navigate physical vitality in their life and have sicknesses. So instead of always looking to another person from jealousy and why does this person have this and I don't have that, look at it and say, what is it that brought them to this point of what I'm appreciating and that I want to have in my own life, and how can I reflect that into my life? And then you can then move yourself into an uplifting situation that other people will want to be around as well, instead of being a person that becomes the crab that drags the other crab into the bucket where misery loves company. And so this technique, and more people do it, can actually benefit. I know it sounds cliche to say the world, but you're basically inviting people to one-up each other in a positive way by doing this. Because you change yourself, you begin to change your associations, you begin to change your network, you begin to change your environment. And if each person takes that step on changing the internal and the environment begins to change, what a shift even a neighborhood could have.
One of the secrets about law of attraction is what makes it so powerful. It's the ability to release what you have internalized out. And when you go from the sandbox to future event, the future you, get the whole character, you come back and you look at everything in your life, say, I don't want this. Poof, you release it all. You set out boundaries from all these things you don't want in your life. In an instant, law of attraction changes. The floodgates open up. Opportunity happens. And now you're in a mindset, in the mind, in the eye, and in the heart to cross paths with people that are going to change your life.
That's incredible. And for those who have more questions, we will be here to answer them as best as we can. Definitely feel free to reach out to us at our socials, on our website, or here in the comments. We look forward to seeing you on the next video.